Children, welcome to Standard 5 SST Chapter 2 Maps. In this lesson, we are learning why we prefer using maps to globes, what are maps, the different kinds of maps, the elements of maps, directions, scale, and symbols. Now let us come to the lesson, the globe and maps. We have seen the globe is a small model of the earth. It is the most accurate way of looking at the size, shape, and location of the places on the earth. However, it has several shortcomings. It is difficult to carry a globe around. It is not possible to see all the parts of the earth's surface at the same time. It cannot show detailed information. To get detailed information, we will have to make huge globes. They will be difficult to make and read. To avoid these problems, we normally use maps instead of a globe. What is a map? Did you know the science of making maps is called cartography? Some of the oldest maps made by humans are more than 8,000 years old. Now let's come to the lesson. Previous chapter we have learned the globe. Globe is a wooden model as well as a small model of our earth. It is the most accurate way of looking at the size, shape, and location of places on the earth. But it has several shortcomings. It is difficult to carry from one place to another. Number 2, it is not possible to see all the parts of the earth's surface at the same time. Number 3, it cannot show detailed information. Children, do you know what is cartography? The science of making maps is called cartography. And children, who is Claudius Ptolemy? Claudius Ptolemy was a Greek mathematician and geographer who lived in Egypt more than 2000 years ago. He created several maps of the world. Now let's come to the page number 11. A map is a drawing of Earth's surface or a part of it on a flat surface, such as a sheet of paper. But you cannot flatten our Earth's surface and show it accurately. So, there are some errors in the shapes and sizes of the land masses in maps. People who make maps try to minimize these errors. Earth has several landforms like tall mountains, valleys, low lands like rivers, plains and all. That is why some errors in the shapes and sizes of land masses in the maps. Now let us see different types of maps. Maps can be drawn to show the whole world, a single continent, a country, a city, your neighborhood, and even your school. They can be drawn in any size. The larger the area covered by a map, the more will be the errors in it. A map of your neighborhood can be drawn accurately as it covers a small area, but a map of India or a map of the world will have errors because they cover very large areas. The map of the world shown on the page 12 of this map is drawn on less than half a page. A wall map of the world can be several times its size and shows many more details. It can be easily rolled up or folded and carried. A wall map gives detailed information. It can be rolled and folded and carried to anywhere. A book of maps is called an atlas. Turn the pages of your atlas and look at the different maps in it. You will find that there are several types of maps in it. Some of these are as follows. Maps showing boundaries of the countries and states and the important cities, known as political maps. Maps showing natural features of the land such as mountains, rivers and plains, known as physical maps. Maps showing crops grown or minerals found in various places. Map showing rainfall in different areas. Map showing roads, railways, and airline routes. A book of maps is called an atlas. We can see political maps, physical maps, maps of vegetation, maps of rainfall, and maps of climatic conditions inside an atlas. Let us see different kinds of maps. Political map, which shows the boundaries of the countries and states and the important cities. Number 2, physical map. A physical map which shows the natural features of the land, such as mountains, rivers, and plains. Third, maps shows us the vegetation, crops grown, and minerals found in different places. Fourth one, rainfall in different places. Fifth one shows roads, railway routes, and air routes. Now let us come to elements of a map. Maps consist of certain elements. Some of them are directions, scale, color, and symbols. These elements are used to give us different bits of information about the map and the area it covers. Once we understood these elements, we will be able to use the map better. The main elements of a map are directions, scale, color, and symbols. They give us different bits of information about the map and the area it covers. If we understand these elements, we will be able to use the map better. Now, let's see the directions. One of the most important elements of a map is direction. There are, as you know, 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. Usually, maps are drawn with the north at the top. Most maps indicate north with an arrow marked N. If you know where north lies, it is easy to find south, east, and west. If the north is at the top, then south is at the bottom, east is to the right, and west to the left. Northeast lies between north and east, northwest between north and west, southeast between south and east, and southwest between south and west. The most important element of a map is direction. There are 4 cardinal points or cardinal directions. They are north, south, east, and west. Usually, maps are drawn with north at the top, which indicate north with an arrow marked N. If we know where north lies, it is easy to find other directions south, east, and west. If north at the top, south is at the bottom, east is to the right, and west is to the left. Northeast lies in between north and east, northwest in between north and west, southeast in between south and east, southwest in between south and west. Now, the second element, scale. A map rarely shows the actual distances between places. Distances are shrunk so that the area being mapped can be fitted on a piece of paper. To be able to do this accurately, maps are drawn to a scale. The scale of a map is the ratio between distance shown on the map and the actual distance on the ground. For example, the actual distance between 2 cities may be 100 kilometers, but on the map it may be shown as 1 centimeter. Then the scale of the map is 1 centimeter is 100 kilometers. On such a map, an actual distance of 500 kilometers will be shown as 5 centimeters and a distance of 50 kilometers as half centimeter. The scale of a map is often shown as line with distance marked on it. The scale of 1 centimeter is 100 kilometers is shown here in this way. This is called linear scale. Each division in the bar is 1 centimeter and indicates 100 kilometers on the ground. A map rarely shows the actual distance between places. Children, do you know the scale of a map? The scale of a map is the ratio between distance shown on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Example, the actual distance between two areas may be 100 kilometers, but on the map it is shown as 1 centimeter. Then the scale of map is 1 centimeter is 100 kilometers. 500 kilometers will be shown as 5 centimeters, 50 kilometers as half centimeter. The scale of a map is often shown as a line with the distance marked on it. The scale of 1 centimeter is 100 kilometers. This is called linear scale. Each division in the bar is 1 centimeter and indicates 100 kilometers on the ground. Let's come to next element is colors. Certain standard colors are used in maps to show features such as oceans, seas, mountains, plains, deserts, etc. Water bodies are always shown in blue. Deep blue shows deep waters and light blue shows shallow waters. Mountains and highlands are shown in brown and yellow. Dark brown shows high mountains. Light brown shows lower mountains and hills. Yellow shows plateaus. Plains and lowlands are shown in green. Certain standard colors are used in maps to show physical features. Number 1, blue color shows water bodies. Deep blue shows deep water bodies. Light blue shows shallow water bodies. Number 2, brown and yellow used to show mountains and highlands. Dark brown shows high mountains. Light brown shows hills. Yellow color shows plateaus. Now, the other element, symbols. To make it easier to show features and places on a map, certain standard symbols are used in maps. A symbol is a shape or sign that is used to represent something. For example, to show a church on a map, we can just put a cross at the spot instead of writing the word church there. Symbols make it easier to read and understand maps. Once we are familiar with this, understanding a map becomes easier. Certain symbols are used on a map to show physical features and places. A symbol is a shape or sign that is represent something. Example, to show a church on a map, we can just put a cross at the spot instead of writing the word church. Symbols make it easier to read and understand maps. Here in this page, some standard symbols are given. Look at the map on page 12. Note the symbols that have been used. Here in page number 12, directions are used. Page number 13, colors are used. Green color, brown color, blue color, yellow color are used. Now, in page number 14, some of the standard symbols are given which are used in maps. First one, boundary between countries. Second one, sea route. Third one, boundary between states. Fourth one, capital of a country. National highway, post office, other roads, police station, railway line, bridge and river. Children, in page 15, words to remember, map. It's a representation of the earth drawn on a flat surface. Number 2, atlas. It's a book of maps. Scale. The ratio between distances on a map to the actual distance on the ground. Symbol, a shape or sign that is used to represent something. Now let's come to exercise. Fill in the blanks. An atlas is a book of maps and dash is a book of maps and atlas is a book of maps. Second one, the ratio of distance on a map to actual distance is known as the dash of map. Scale of map. Third one, on a map, high mountains are shown in dash, dark brown color. On a map, the use of color blue shows deep waters. Shapes or signs used to represent features on a map are called symbols. 6. On a map drawn to a scale of 1 centimeter east 100 kilometers, a distance of 5 centimeters on the map means an actual distance of 500 kilometers. If north is at the top in a map, west is to the left. Now let us come to B, match the columns. Number 1, arrow marked N on map, north. Number 2, 1 centimeter is 1 kilometer, map scale. 3, plains, green. 4th, symbol, boundary between two countries. 5th, symbol, bridge. Now let us come to exercise C. Answer the following questions. Number 1. A globe is the most accurate way to represent the earth. However, we generally use a map rather than a globe to study the earth. Why is this? Because it is difficult to carry from one place to another. It cannot show detailed information. It is not possible to see all the parts of the earth's surface at the same time. Second question. A map of the earth will have errors in the shape and size of the places shown on the map. Why is that so? Because surface of the map is flat, but the earth's surface is not flat. We cannot flatten the surface of the earth. Third one, how is direction usually shown in maps? Usually on a map, the direction north drawn at the top, so at the south at the bottom, east is to the right and west is to the left. What do you understand by the term scale of a map? The scale of a map is the ratio between distance shown on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Fifth question, which standard colors are used in maps? The standard colors blue, brown, yellow, green are used in maps. What are symbols? Symbols are shapes or signs that are used to represent things and make us understand the map. Now let us see multiple choice questions, page number 16. Number 1, which of these maps will always have some errors? Answer D, map of the world. Number 2, what does a political map show? Answer C, boundaries of countries, states and important cities. Number 3, on a map, 1000 kilometers is shown as 1 centimeter. The scale of the map is B, 1 centimeter is 1000 kilometers. Fourth question, blue color in a map always shows C, water bodies. Now fifth one, which of these symbols represents a boundary between countries? Answer B. Children, learn the lesson thoroughly and complete the exercise.